Woody and Jim.
Oh, my God! Yes!
93.3 FM. Totally hits. Totally Nashville.
We're talking Lady Raider basketball, live from the Boulevard Bar and Grill. It's Rick Insell Live. 1 hour of women's basketball conversation featuring the head coach of the Middle Tennessee Lady Raiders. Be part of the show by dropping us your questions or comments to blueraidernet@gmail.com. Tonight's show is presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Bud Light, it's for the fans. And Ascension St. Thomas, the official hospital partner of MTSU. Now, with Coach Rick Insell, here's the voice of the Lady Raiders, Joe Fisher.
Coming up.
Well, a great crowd on hand, and to paraphrase the great Brent Musburger, you are listening live to Rick Insell Live from the Boulevard Bar and Grill. We are just off the campus, 2154 Middle Tennessee Boulevard, talking Lady Raider basketball for the next hour, followed by an hour after that, talking men's basketball with Chip Walters and Nick McDevitt. Glad to have you with us. I'm Joe Fisher. Great to be with you as Middle Tennessee, the women, a good week, another 2-win week at home, now 18-6 overall and 10-1, atop Conference USA. So still leading the standings in that regard. And Coach Rick Insell joins us here. Before we get to the basketball, your thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Okay, am I up?
You give me a second?
Am I?
Should be now.
Am I now?
There you go. There you go.
I felt like the Eagles, and it's tough to win it 3 times. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough. But I just, for some reason, I felt like I had that feeling that the Eagles would come out and really play good, and I was really proud for them and their quarterback. I think he's went through a lot in his life, in his career, and he stayed positive, stayed the course, didn't listen to all the voices, kept going out every day and putting everything he had into what they were doing. And then yesterday, they just kind of put a complete game, and that's what you need to do when you get in the Super Bowl, is put a complete game together. And I don't even think it was not a game from start to finish.
No, you're right.
Their defense, and I like what he said when they interviewed him late. Jalen Hurts said, one of the interviews that he was in, he said, the bottom line is this: our defense came to play, and you win championships with your defense. Well, you hear all of us talking about that all the time: defense, defense, defense. And look what happened yesterday. Their defense totally dominated Kansas City.
Yep, and you've talked about that with your defense. It's one of the best in the nation right now. The breaking news, not breaking news, but the new news today, Conference USA announced their Player of the Week. And it was funny, Kyle Turnham, my broadcast partner, in the middle of the broadcast on Saturday, he said, if Tamia Scott is not the Player of the Week, they should shut this down and never give it away again. Well, she is.
Yeah.
And she certainly deserved it. Tremendous performance on Thursday, 30.14 rebound, followed up with 24 points against Kennesaw State. She had a terrific week.
Well, a lot of times, Joe, other coaches, other programs, even all the way up through their athletic directors, middle wins too much, and that keeps some of our players. There's been several times already I felt like that 1 or 2 of our players should have been Player of the Week.
I agree.
But because we win and we get the publicity and, and our players, they deserve that. They've earned that. And it's not given to them. And so a lot of times you win too much. That happened to me in high school. I won, I don't know how, over and over and over.
Several games, I think,
but
yeah.
Tiffany Woosley was a USA Today Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Didn't even make all district. So,
geez.
USA Today Player of the Year across the country did not make all district. So I'm kind of used to all that, taking place. You don't want it to happen to your players, but it does. And, and you got some people. Now, I will tell you this. Our coaches, we sat down, our coaches when we can't vote for our own players.
Right.
But when we sit down at the end of the year and we start putting together the all-conference team, our coaches, every coach we have has as much input as I've got. And they vote for what players hurt us on certain teams. Mm-hmm. We don't care, what team it is. But what players hurt us, and then that's who we vote for.
2 big games this week, 2 very different games in the Murphy Center. To get the win against Jacksonville State to open things up 63-46 on Thursday. Follow that up with a very convincing 76-43 win over Kennesaw State. Let's start with the game on Thursday night against Jack State, because that's a 2-point game at halftime. Came out a little sluggish.
I think we were 2 down.
Yeah, 2 down at the half. Yes, sir. And then Tamia Scott just on one of the rare times literally just took over the game.
Well, she can play like that all the time. She's been getting in the gym. She's been putting a lot of work in. Her defense has picked up. Her rebounding has picked up. And all that comes about because she's got in the gym. It's not something that just happens because you lay down at night and they sprinkle dust over you. That's not going to happen. You got to get in the gym. You got to work on your skill sets. You got to absolutely just take yourself down to just all sweat. And that's what she's done, and you can see now it's paying off.
Yeah, you look at the stats. It was, as you said, it was a 30-28 game at the half, and then you come out in the third quarter, outscore them 20-6. In the third quarter, led by Tamia, but also led by this defense that is among the best in the nation.
Well, we felt like going in at halftime, we were really not that upset. We were not pleased, but we did not play good defense, and we came back out and we got down in a defensive stance, and we got up the line, and I think they shot less than 20% the third quarter.
They did,
and so that kind of catapulted us into a good fourth quarter and ended up winning the game. And then Jackson State, Petrie's a good coach. They go up the Saturday and miss a layup at the end to beat Western. So. The conference tournament's not only going to be good for the men, it's going to be a good conference tournament for the women also.
Yeah, you look at the defense, talking about that, coming out in the second half against Jacksonville State. They shot 14% in the third quarter, 23% in the fourth quarter, 28% for the game. And this is a Middle Tennessee team that's currently number 2 in the nation in defense field goal percentage, holding opponents to 32% from the field. And this far along in the season, Rick, that's an amazing stat, to hold a team to less than a third of their shots made.
Well, we work hard on it, Joe. As you well know, you've seen us on the road, and we don't change anything. We work just as hard when we're on the road, but we're taking a large percentage of our day is fixed on defense and rebounding. And, We've been able to carry most of that over to the games, and that's what we got to do, And we didn't, and that you go to the next Saturday, last Saturday rather. Mm-hmm. One of the things we didn't want to do was play down. We didn't want to play the scoreboard or play down, and I thought our players did an extremely good job of that.
Not playing down to the level of the competition.
Of the competition.
Yeah, you're playing, and it's funny because Kyle Turnham has talked about that on the broadcast. You want to play to a standard. Your standard, not playing down to whoever you're playing at the time.
We went through, I don't know how many times, I guess I'll know tomorrow because Tom Hodges works on that for us. But I don't know how many times that we scored, maybe 5, 6, 7 times in a row. We made the correct pass, the correct decision, threw the ball either into Nas or Jalen, Cab, or Tamia one got the shot they wanted outside, and we buried that shot. And, that's how we were able to get the lead that we got.
Talk about the evolution of Tamia's game, because in that game on Thursday night, we know Tamia can drive to the basket. We know she can slash. We've seen that. We know she can shoot the three-point shot. We've seen that. But there was an element in that game that was a little bit different. We saw her drive, crossover, pull-up jumper in the mid-range. You add that element to it, my goodness.
Well, she's got that in her DNA. That's something you don't coach. You can work on it, but you've got to be able to feel that, and she's got that. She's got that it factor. We've known that since we recruited her and started watching her in junior high through high school and then on into travel team ball. We felt like she was one of the best players in the state of Tennessee. Now, there's a lot of players that got more ink than she got.
Yeah.
But we felt like coming out, we didn't recruit those players. And some people will say, well, you didn't recruit them because you couldn't get them. We probably could have got them, to be honest with you. But we didn't recruit them. We recruited her because we saw what she had. We felt like she had that it factor. Now, when she got here, she didn't play any of her freshman year much.
Yeah.
And we just kept on and kept on and kept on, pushing her here, pushing her there. You got to do this, you got to do that. And a lot of times, she come out of high school with a lot of accolades. And she come out of high school where she really didn't have to do a whole lot. She was the best player on that team. She was the best player in the town of Clarksville, although there's another kid there that went on to Louisville. But I still felt like, to me, it was better. And, and then finally, once you step over that line and you taste that success, you don't want to go back. And hopefully, let's hope that she stepped to that line and stepped over it where she's tasted that success like she's had the last 2 games. And, this will be a big game Saturday for that.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it against Western Kentucky. That's coming up on Saturday afternoon. It's a 2 p.m. start from the Murphy Center. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the win over Kennesaw State coming up next. This is Rick Insell live from Van Wagner.
When it comes to money, I'm a saver.
Me too. Though I can also be a bit of a spender.
Well, Ascend has got you both covered. With our interest-earning checking, you can
Earn interest so I can save money for my beach trip?
Sure. And with our rewards checking, you can
Get cash back for my purchases? Tap reward?
Yep. So no matter how you handle your money, Ascend Federal Credit Union has the right checking account for you. Interest-earning checking earns 3.56% annual percentage yield up to $15,000. Some restrictions apply.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Hello, I'm State Farm Agent Deb Insell, and I'll make sure that you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm, it's easy to make the right choice. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Tennessee
Last 30.
Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes, providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles. TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Boulevard Bar and Grill. We're talking Lady Raider basketball tonight on Rick Insell Live. I'm Joe Fisher. Great to have you with us. Hey, if you're looking for a really, really good piece of information, a documentary. NCAA March Madness spent some time with you, Coach, and with the team. Their documentary will start this Wednesday. It airs on YouTube. It'll be locked in as well on our website. Spent quite a bit of time focusing on Middle Tennessee, and it's great exposure, and have somebody that wants to come and spend some time with you like that.
They really did a good job. I've kind of looked at it, had a preliminary look, and I thought they did a real good job. They kind of showed how our team was, and our ladies and our coaching staff right on down the line. So I was pretty happy.
I think it's always interesting because as a coach, sometimes I think you're reluctant to give people access because you never quite know what you're going to get. I mean, but it's nice when you, and your program is kind of an open book, so you don't have as much to worry about as maybe some others do.
Well, we've always been that way, Joe. I was that way at Shelbyville.
Yep.
And I'm that way here. I don't care who comes to our practice. You know, you can come in and watch as long as you don't try to coach. And then they got enough coaches, but we have fans there every day, and our kids are very much invested in our fan base. Our fan base is very much invested in our players, and you know, when we get beat, our fan base, they suffer. I mean, you can tell.
Oh yeah.
And when we win, they're happy. And I like that. I'll be honest with you.
It's nice to have fans that get involved and get to know the players. One of the best things about this for me is to get to know these players. They're just wonderful to be around.
Well, I think, you know, Dick was very much involved with what went on, and you come in and you just picked it right up. And our fan base now, they know you, and you know most of them. And you know, it's kind of exciting, and it's just about ready to get really exciting because we're going into the last part of the season and the conference tournament, and then hopefully the NCAA tournament. And you know, our coaches work hard, our fans work hard, our players work hard.
We're at the Boulevard Bar and Grill. We got some room for you if you want to come out. We're at 2154 Middle Tennessee Boulevard. We'll squeeze you in somewhere. Good food, good conversation, talking Lady Raider basketball until 7, and then the men will take over with Chip Walters and Nick McDevitt, and they'll talk until 8 o'clock as well. We talked about that first win for the Lady Raiders on Thursday. Had to come from behind after trailing at halftime. So then you turn around and play Saturday against Kennesaw State. Totally different. Blow them out early. 20-4 in the first quarter right out of the gate. Holding to 11 points in the first half, led by 30 at intermission. So it was a much different feel.
When I got home Saturday night, my wife said I should have let them score more.
You should have let them score more?
That's what she told me, and I looked at her, and I just shook my head. I said, God. Yeah. You know, that ain't happening.
No.
You know. It didn't bother me that they had 4 points. You know, it's not up to me to coach their team. It's up to me to coach our team, and that's
right.
what we were doing. We got out to a good start. We played great defense. We rebounded the ball. We put the ball in the hole. It was probably one of our best all-around games. And, you know, a lot of times your players will get caught up in the pink game.
You had told me about that. You're talking about the game for breast cancer awareness where you're wearing the pink uniform.
And they get caught up into that, taking pictures and doing all these things with their fans and with their family. And my thing is, there's time to do that after the game. Right now, let's focus on what we're supposed to do. We've had a good week of practice. I'd take another week of practice like we had last week. I thought from our point guard all the way through our 15th player that they were very much focused and knew what was going on. And you know, I was just satisfied. We played some players through the game.
Yep.
We had 1 or 2 that didn't know what was going on. But the ones that replaced them didn't know what was going on. So, you know, you got to be ready. You don't know when your number's going to be called.
You mentioned point guard, and Courtney Blakely in the game against Kennesaw State, really solid. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal in 27 minutes of play. And I'm telling you, as she goes, a lot of times so you go.
Well, she's as dominant on the outside as Nas is on the inside. You got her out there just wearing out the point guard, and then you got Gregory out there not allowing her player to catch the ball. And then when they do shake loose, you got Nos inside that's going to alter the shot or block the shot. So that has a lot to do with where we're at defensively. I thought Saturday, Tamia played better defense than I thought Tamia played better defense on Thursday night, and I'd seen her in a while.
Right.
And then I thought Saturday she added that part to her game also. And she's got the ability to be our best defensive player. She's got length, she's got lateral quickness, she's got vertical. I mean, she's got it all. She blocks shots.
Yeah.
But you know, it's kind of like that time that my son got picked up to go play travel team ball, and I said, son, you got to show them that you're tough. You got to play defense. You got to do this. You got to do that. And his response to me when I got to Chattanooga was, Dad, they didn't pick me up to play defense. I said, well, shoot it every time you get it. So Tamia feels that way some. You know, I'm out here to score, you know, do whatever. Yeah. But convincing her that's another part of the game, and that's what we've been trying to do.
It was interesting talking to Cab after the game because and watching her, and Kyle Turner referenced it. He said there are times when it's clear that she is quicker than everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
And she knows it. So how do you respond to the situation when you realize early on, I'm quicker than you, and I'm coming after you all game?
I think she knows that before they get off the bus.
It looks like it, yeah.
Cab's just, you know, she's unbelievable on the perimeter. She gets down on herself. When she doesn't get down on herself, she's there. She's there. It's hard. It's tough to play against her. But, you know, every now and then, when she misses a shot or something don't go right, she gets a little bit caught up in herself. But, hey, she's really, really, I think, one of the best point guards in the country. And I told her that today, you know. And when she comes ready to play, we're hard to beat.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. We'll come back, talk more Lady Raider basketball. This is Rick Insell live from Van Wagner.
Looking for something to take your mind off this traffic? How about a true story of instant success? Did you hear about the two friends who went grocery shopping in Ashland City and picked up everything on their list plus $75,000? Or the one where a truck driver made a last-minute stop off Interstate 40 and drove off with a cool $1 million? All their lives changed in an instant, and yours could too. So stop by your local retailer for your chance with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing, life-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the first after a night of live to make sure you leave the stadium with someone similar to the biggest
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be an official partner of the MTSU Blue Raiders and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000. Visit them at leecompany.com or call 615-867-1000.
RJ Young
last 30
longer just your office copier supplier, we are now helping you create the modern office. Our cutting-edge solutions cover security systems, business phones, managed IT, and AV technology for your organization. We've teamed up with world-class partners to save you more through building services, and our U.S.-based specialists are your personal coaches, making sure you always have the highest degree of personalization.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Rick Insell Live. We are at the Boulevard Bar and Grill, 2154 Middle Tennessee Boulevard. You can come in, order the Insell sandwich, which is pretty cool. I'm hoping to be here long enough that they'll name one after me. A sandwich, Rick, that they would name after me.
No, they named that after Matt.
Yeah, I know that. You told me that, but I'm hoping maybe I'm here long enough they'll come up with one to name after me. That would be a pretty cool tribute, I think.
If they've got a sandwich at a sale, they'll name it after you.
You got that right. Well, let me talk about a couple of individuals here. Anastasia Boldareva leads the nation in block shots. 82 blocks on the season. And they don't factor in, Rick, shots altered that are not blocked. If you threw that in, you could easily double that number, I think.
Well, she does. She's a senior, and she's been here 4 years, and she's just got better and better and better. And even today, you could tell that she still hadn't topped out yet.
Yeah.
And she's just got a knack for doing that. She can block shots, she can alter the shot, and she's a big part of what goes on with our whole defensive scheme. So. It's not a secret. Everybody that plays us knows what we're doing as far as defense is concerned. And, she does a good job back there.
I think it's very interesting. I've seen shot blockers that spend their time just swatting them out of bounds. They hit them into the third row, and that's okay. But Nas, a lot of the time, gets the block, holds it, gets the rebound, and here you go in transition.
She does. And it's just, I don't know how, we didn't teach her that. She's kind of come up with that on her own, but she will block some out of bounds, but not many.
Yeah.
But she's, the girls now have come to the point where they know that there's going to be a block shot, so they then are looking to run the ball down. Jalen, Cab, Tamia, Alina, they're all looking, if Nas blocks one, they're looking to go get it. And here we go.
And I think one of the other impressive things, and I've talked about this watching Nas play, is there are a lot of times where either she blocks a shot or she pulls a rebound. And then she sprints the floor, and on quite a few occasions, she's the one that gets the layup because she got back ahead of the defense.
She's becoming a complete player. She's got to get a little stronger, and I think she's got a chance to be drafted.
Yep.
And I would take a chance on her if I was one of the pro teams because you can't get many 6'7" young ladies that can also shoot threes, shoot the jump shot, and then go in and rebound and then block shots. I mean, that's what you're looking for in the pros.
No doubt. So,
but we're real proud to have her. I'll just tell you, she's not only a good student, she's just a good young lady, and she'll take coaching. Hard coaching. I mean,
I've seen it. Yep.
Over the last 4 years. I mean, that's what her mother sent her over here for. She wanted to get better, to have a chance, and now it's up to Nas what she wants to do with her life. She's got options, as George Jones says, choices, and she can either, go into the pros or play over in Europe, or now she's got a degree. She might end up staying right here and her career become her passion right here in Middle Tennessee.
Nice of you to work the possum in. That was good.
Oh, yeah.
A good call by you. The other individual, Jalen Gregory, is now 11th all-time in Middle Tennessee scoring as she continues to climb the list. She had 5 3-pointers on Saturday, and I think, and we've talked about this before, Rick, she's one of the best defensive players I think that's around. But she seems to be one of those players that, if I need to score in the game, I will. But it's not required for me. I'm comfortable with whatever needs to be done.
I think one of the parts that makes the rest of our players. There's not any all the way through, and this is what you got to have a good team. They're not jealous of each other. They're not envious of each other. You know, as long as we're winning the ball game, they don't care who scores the points. You don't get many teams like that. Right. I've had teams where we couldn't even get the prayer said in the dressing room, and they're already looking at the stat sheet, you know, and already either pooted up because they didn't score or mad because somebody else scored.
Yeah.
We don't have that. And that makes it easy for me as an old coach to hang around because these players pull for each other, and you don't get that often. Yeah. But when you do get it, you better enjoy it.
I've been around those teams that have players that are star players, and you hold them down early, and the game is out. I mean, it's clearly decided, and you can tell that player's, I'm going to go get mine right now. Yeah. I don't care what else is happening, but I'm going to go get my average. And you don't have any of that on this team. No. You know, and I think going in, our players know there's not a bad. If you got a shot, take it. I know Saturday Matt was telling one of our players that went in early, they didn't shoot the ball, and he took her out and said, "Hey, you passed on 2 shots. You're in there to shoot the basketball." Yeah. Well, the next time she went in, she shot an air ball. Well, I didn't hear one word from any coach say anything about that air ball. Not any coach. And I was listening to see if anything was said. Yeah. Not one coach. And, you know, they got to know they're free to do that. I mean, you got to know what your role is, and you got to go play your role. Our big thing about taking them in and out is you better know how to play defense, and you better know whoever shoots that ball, you better go to the board and do all you can do to get it. Yep. You know, Dennis Rodman made a great career out of rebounding. 20 rebounds a night, and he averaged, I think, 2 points a night. Yeah. So rebounding is a lost art in basketball right now. You got everybody shooting threes, dunking, and, you got to go right back to the fundamentals of the game, and rebound is one of the fundamentals of the game. And you got to know where that ball's coming off. And, Lisa Clark was great at that. Charity Savage was great at that. Courtney Whitson was great at that. You got to know where that ball is going off, and that rebound is just as important sometimes as a made shot. Yep. Because it gives your shooter second chance,
another chance to knock down a three or to get a layup.
Yep, no doubt about it. Well, we're going to take a break. We come back. A couple of the wonderful Lady Raider players are with us. Darren Park's going to visit with them. That's right after this. This is Rick Insell live from Van Wagner.
I've had my eye on this sports car for a while. It's not a must-have, more like a would-be nice to have.
We all have things we hope to get someday. With great auto loan rates from Ascent, we're here to help make your someday soon.
Well, guess what? I'm about to be very nice to myself. Call me Mr. Nice Guy.
Ascent Federal Credit Union. Apply online today.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
Switching is easy. You do it all the time. You switch on the lights, you switch on TV channels, and you can switch and save with State Farm. Hello, I'm State Farm Agent Deb Insell, and I can switch you over so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to State Farm Neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give me a call at 931-684-5274. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be an official partner of the MTSU Blue Raiders and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000. Visit them at leecompany.com or call 615-867-1000.
Smith. Last 30.
Lets it fly, and it's no good. Oh, but wait, he was fouled. They'll have another chance to win. Hey, you know what this reminds me of, Bob?
The game against State last year.
Nope, the bonus scratch instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. They give you 2 chances to win, one on the front of the ticket and one on the back.
Okay, that's random.
Play the bonus scratch instant games today for your chance at up to $500,000. The Tennessee Lottery, game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Rick Insell Live from the Boulevard Bar and Grill. Darren Park is my name. Pleasure to be here. Great crowd tonight. And I have the privilege to sit beside 2 of the Lady Raiders that very, very fan favorites. And we're happy to welcome Elena Enrique and Anna Milanovic.
Good.
To the oh, thank you. Yeah. Hey, I practiced all day. So, girls, I know we talked right before we came on the air, and I said, you know, are y'all nervous? And, of course, Elena said, no, I'm not nervous at all. Asked me, and Anna's like, very nervous, very nervous. And I said, well, wait a second now. We had a party this fall, and we did karaoke over at Coach Insell's house, and you weren't nervous that night.
Singing.
Because it was singing. Yeah, that's different. So, anyway, girls, welcome to the show. Anna, I want to start with you, and basically what I'd like you to talk about is, before we even talk about your journey to Middle Tennessee, I'd like for you to talk about your journey that just brought you into the game of basketball. When did you develop a love for the game of basketball, and how did that start?
Oh, that started when I was 5. I have two brothers and sister. I'm youngest in my family, so in the past, all of them played the basketball, so I just follow them.
Okay.
So I have big support, and I have like people I can learn basketball and watch. So basketball, it's like all my life here.
It's been in your blood. It's in your family. So did your parents do athletics?
In the past, but not something like seriously. They was active,
right,
like
right.
that, but not something that they really played, like me. And
yeah, so you saw your older siblings play basketball, and then you wanted to be a part of it, and then it just kind of grew from there. At what point did you decide you wanted to try to do it at a university?
That came last year, to be honest. I was in Connecticut last year in high school. So to see how that's working here in US, because it's a little different than in Europe, but still that's basketball. So I really like how that works here. So maybe that's one of the reasons. And also like people, and that like in the same time I can be like 100% in the court, like for every practice, but also with my school, because in Europe that's not really comes together.
Right, it's more separate, one
it's
and then
more
the other.
separate. So
when you're
yeah,
in
that's
Europe.
make that really harder than here.
Yeah. So when you came to Connecticut, and then how difficult or how easy, or what was the good and bad? How did you like it when you first came over to Connecticut before you got down here to Tennessee?
My team was really good. People was really kind and really good about me, because when I came first time, my English was really bad, I can say.
Right. So they helped you, and
yeah.
they taught you a lot. Yeah. But then at the same time, but was it as challenging in the classroom as it could be on the basketball court, or how was that when you first got over here?
Maybe more classroom.
Yeah, more in the classroom.
Yeah.
And so then you get to Connecticut and you're playing basketball and you're starting to get noticed, and all of a sudden you've got the opportunity to choose a college that you want to come to. At what point did Middle Tennessee become the choice where you really felt like this could be a great home for you?
Probably that like first point was coaches. I talked with a couple of universities, but like just that feeling on in that time.
Yeah, you just knew it inside
Yeah.
that this felt like it would be a good fit.
Yeah.
Did it help that Middle Tennessee has had a great history with other players from overseas?
Of
and so you could
course.
see that they've done right by those other students and those other student athletes?
Of course, that's also one thing that I think everyone who really want to game somewhere looking and search and everything else.
Yeah. What'd your parents think when you said, hey, this is where I'm going to come. I'm going to come to Tennessee?
To be honest, I make that's of course I talk with my family, but in the end I make that decision with myself.
It was your decision,
first, yeah.
right? But then you told them, and I'm sure they were very proud.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and your brothers, and everybody really proud. Are they able to watch the games?
Yeah, some games.
Okay, yeah, that's excellent. So you get to Middle Tennessee, so you've had some experience in the United States, and then you step foot in that first team meeting and then that first practice. How did you feel?
Oh, to be honest, really excited.
Yeah.
A little nervous. I didn't know what to expect, but it was good. In the end, it's really good.
And since you've been here so far, I know you've progressed. I know you're starting to feel more comfortable. But talk about, was there a point at some point this season where you felt like, okay, I'm starting to figure it out? Because everybody talks about, all freshmen and new players, they talk about how challenging it is to go from high school to college. Well, and then you add all of the other things that you're trying to work through and understanding the language and terminology in a new city. At what point did you start feeling like, okay, this feels good to me now, this is home?
Maybe after 3 months, something like that, because I have that experience last year in a high school. Maybe that's last year was a little harder than, because for me that was that beginning.
That was the first time you did it, and now you come here, it's
now
a little...
I come here, it was a little different.
Yep.
Still something new, but not that much. I think that I will feel that more that I can here, like for my first year.
Yeah. So you're meeting all the players, and you're involved now, and you've got great teammates. What's your favorite thing that you've enjoyed so far this season?
The teammates, of course, and then the relationship with them, and also classes and coaches and everything.
Yeah, and you get a chance. You're having a great season, and your team's having a great season, and you get a chance, hopefully, to experience March Madness here in another month or so. You excited about that opportunity?
Really excited.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Elena, you had a much different road to get to Middle Tennessee than Anna did.
Yep.
You obviously are also from Europe, Helsinki, Finland, but then you got a chance to experience some different universities.
Yeah.
And I'd love to just we don't need to go too deep down into that road, but talk about just, your last few years and what you've enjoyed, how you've grown, what's really kind of got you to this place where you feel so comfortable now being a Lady Raider.
No, I think the biggest thing, biggest thing that happened to me in college is that I've gotten out of my shell a lot. I feel like, I was a freshman when COVID was the worst.
Right.
So I feel like that was not an easy time to be a freshman, especially being an international. I'm a little introverted.
And it forced you to be more introverted because it kept you isolated.
Yeah.
That had to have been really tough.
Yeah, so it was tough, and just thinking about that time, and now 4 or 5 years later, I don't think some of my coaches and my teammates would recognize me. I'm a total, not a totally different person, but I'm a very much more outgoing than I used to be.
Yeah, more comfortable, more confident.
Yeah.
And that's certainly translated onto the basketball court. You've been a rock since you've gotten here to Middle Tennessee. You missed one game, but all the other games averaging double-digit minutes, physical presence on the floor. How much have you enjoyed this season so far, and how are you feeling every time when you step on the court?
So I'm gonna backpedal a little bit. So one of the reasons I decided to come here because of the winning culture and just seeing the success Middle Tennessee has year after year, and I just really wanted to be a part of that. And coaches talk about it all the time, like, let's get a ring for these girls who never had a ring. And I really want to have that ring before I graduate. And like, I'm not saying it's easy all the time. It's definitely not. Coaches push us every day, but like, also, like, I get to challenge myself. I get to push myself to the limit, like, to my limits every day. And I just gotta remember, sometimes you gotta remember to enjoy that process, but I'm very grateful to be here.
Yeah, and you actually could do my job, because that's what I was kind of lead into next. I mean, you know, in coaching terms, I mean, you were the main player at UTEP. I mean, you were counted on. You had great success there. You scored a lot. We know because we saw you firsthand. Your role is different now. You've got other great players around you. And so you really did, you know, you sacrificed. You said, hey, I don't care what I do. I don't care, you know, you just tell me a role, put me in a spot. I'll do whatever I can to help, because I want to win. I want to cut down a net, and I want to ring. And I think to your point, young Elaine, when she first gets to the country, probably didn't think the same way that you think now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like I've always been a hard worker. Like, I don't think that ever changed. But, like, adjusting to different environments, that's definitely something that I've learned the past 5 years.
Yeah. So 1 month left in the regular season, and then the conference tournament in Huntsville, and you're going to have, your team is looking good. You're going to have that chance. What would that mean to you to be able to get up on that ladder in Huntsville and cut down a piece of that net?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I would cry, if I'm being honest. I don't know, like I said earlier, like, it hasn't been easy. There's been, like, ups and downs. Obviously 3 different schools. I ended up here, but, like, finishing on the top, I feel like it would be really great. Like, just a very, like, in a way, bittersweet, because it's all, like, well, we would go to the tournament, of course, but it would be, like, bittersweet because it's, like, almost over.
But you did it.
Yeah, like,
but you did it. All your hard work.
Yeah, like, it would pay off. So I would be very happy. It would be bittersweet, but it would be happy tears for sure.
Well, you wouldn't be the first person to have happy tears up there. We got plenty of Kleenex to go with those scissors. So we're looking forward to a great run for the rest of the season. Ladies, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Elena Enrique and Anna Milanovic. I killed it down the end. And we will be back to the Boulevard Bar and Grill after this message.
When it comes to money, I'm a saver.
Me too. Though I can also be a bit of a spender.
Well, Ascend has got you both covered. With our interest-earning checking, you can
earn interest so I can save money for my beach trip?
Sure. And with our rewards checking, you can
get cash back for my purchases? Tap reward?
Yep. So no matter how you handle your money, Ascend Federal Credit Union has the right checking account for you. Interest-earning checking earns 3.56% annual percentage yield up to $15,000. Some restrictions apply.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com. Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
That's 30.
Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes, providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles. TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back as we are at the Boulevard Bar and Grill. Glad to have you with us. Talking Lady Raider basketball for the next few minutes with Rick Insell, and then Nick McDevitt and Chip Walters will join us at the top of the hour to talk men's basketball. These are wonderful young ladies to be around, but I've thought about this, Rick, with international players. And so many of them come in, and basically English for them is a second language. Do you think about communication? Because I've been around you on practice floors and all those kind of things, and sometimes I'm not sure they understand the words as much as they get the tone.
Well, Joe, to be honest with you, I doubt very seriously if you could understand a lot of Woodbury. And that's what I'm speaking most of the time. But I'm lucky that I've got some good assistant coaches, and Tom and Nina and Kim and Matt and Courtney, that they rush over to say, hey, this, and show them what we want and all that, and explain my terminology.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of like doing drills. I don't teach our drills. We run a drill, and it's up to them to understand the drill. Well, we do the same thing with the language barrier. We will provide you with a tutor. We will provide you what you need, but it's up to you to get yourself through this. And I believe it or not, all of our young ladies have gotten themselves through it. Nas, when she came in, she didn't speak any English. You can just come right down the line of the young ladies we've had that it was tough. Stacy now, when she first came in, she didn't speak any English, and now they can carry on the conversation with you just like they've been. It's their first language.
Yeah.
But it's kind of up to them to work themselves into our society.
And also, you've talked about this, and I've seen you around the players saying it's not only it's up to them also to know the plays, to know the offense, to know the defense, to know the system. And this is not. I've been around teams before that basically run one thing or two things, and it's not that complicated. Yours is very diverse. There are a lot of elements to it that take study to make it to the point where it becomes second nature for them.
Sometimes it takes a young lady to the junior year to understand really what's going on, but most of them catch on by sophomore year. And, depending on the position you got, I guess the point guard would be the toughest position to learn, and then the 2-3. The four is a really complicated position for us, and the 5's not that complicated.
Right.
It's just something that one of the things that Diane and Chris asked me when they interviewed me was, do you think what you do in high school is going to work at middle? And my reply was, I can't come here and be somebody I'm not. So what we're doing here, I did on the high school level also.
Yep. I want to ask you one thing before we go to the break. Got about a minute before we go to our last break. We talked about this briefly in the post-game interview. When you're fortunate enough to be in a situation where you have a very comfortable lead late in a game, And I asked you what your process is to determine when you start pulling starters and playing reserves. And I had not heard this answer before from you, but I thought it was fascinating.
28 points. We get 28 points, and I'll let the coaches freely sub. But until then, there's no freely subbing going on. I've lost some games where I've had 20-point leads, and I've lost some chemistry when I've had 20-point leads that carried over into the next game. And I made my mind up a long time ago, probably 20 years, 25 years ago. Well, longer than that. I've been here 20 years, probably 35 years ago. That 28 was my number, and I've stuck to it all the way through. A lot of people say, well, you're running up the score, you don't play enough people. You know, if you want playing time, you need to get after it in practice. We're not going to get after it in a game. If you get in a game, it's because you've earned it in practice.
Right.
And our players know that. And, you know, even today, we were working on that with a couple of our young ladies that, hey, you know, you got to show us you're ready to go. You know, you show me you're ready to go right here, not when we play Western Kentucky on Saturday.
Yep. We'll come back. We'll talk about that and wrap things up with Rick Insell live here in a moment. This is Lady Raider basketball from Van Wagner.
All across the country, drivers are reaping the rewards for safer driving with the updated Drive Safe and Safe app from State Farm. Plus, with dynamic new features like interactive maps and driving tips, the pursuit of your discount is even easier. You can earn up to 30%. Just download the Drive Safe and Save app from State Farm and get started. Just call me, Agent Deb Insell, at 931-684-5274, and we'll help you sign up today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
RJ is no longer just your office copier supplier. We are now helping you create the modern office. Our cutting-edge solutions cover security systems, business phones, managed IT, and AV technology for your organization. We've teamed up with world-class partners to save you more through building services, and our U.S.-based specialists are your personal coaches, making sure you always have the highest degree of personalization.
Coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Well, back for our final moments with Coach Rick Insell here on Rick Insell Live. Coming up, you may call it a revenge game, you call it a rivalry game, wherever you want. This is the only blip on the screen. The loss to Western Kentucky in Bowling Green, 63-58. Toppers coming here to play Saturday afternoon. I got to believe your ladies are ready to go.
Well, we won't really talk about revenge or anything. Basically, what we'll talk about is our game. Let's be us, and that will be our theme the next 3 or 4 days. Let's be us. I mean, we won about every category that was on the stat sheet there, but we didn't win the game.
Yep.
They made shots down the stretch.
Yes, they did.
They made plays down the stretch. We didn't. They deserved to win the game. Now, what we'll do, is and we've already started looking into how we need to attack, what we need to do, and they'll be doing the same thing with us.
Sure.
So they know it's tough to play at Murphy Center, just like it's tough to play up at Western Kentucky. Although up there, I've nearly won as many up there as I've won here, but I won't get into that.
That's right. We're looking forward to it.
Well, it's going to be a great game.
2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, airtime 1:30. Looking forward to having you with us. Stay with us. We'll come back, talk men's basketball. Chip Walters, Nick McDevitt with you here from the Boulevard Bar and Grill.
Thank y'all.